Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown along with Ryan Graham, and this is State of Atlanta.
Just all screwed up. Hey, y'all.
Go on. Yeah, I went kind of blasted right through that. I don't know what it's my Labatt's Blue that I'm drinking.
Oh.
Yeah,
what do you
for
think,
those
kind of Canadian now?
I'm in New York on the lake, and this video feed was supposed to look really cool and picturesque, but it got dark. Now it looks like I'm a floating head. And
are you outside?
I'm outside. I'm on a lake, man.
All right. Yeah. No, it definitely looks like you're trying to do like a spooky vibe.
Yeah, I probably should have tried this night before, but we got here late last night. So yeah. We'll see how it goes. What I can figure out the rest of this.
It's very either creepy or Bohemian Rhapsody.
We'll see what it's like. I feel like I'm going to spend a lot of this like swatting like flies and mosquitoes and stuff, and probably get freaked out that some vermin is going to crawl around me. This may be the only week that I'm doing the show from here.
Do they have mosquitoes up there?
Yeah, they're not as big as the ones you can like ride on down in like Florida and everything, but they got their
south
fair
of the
share.
Nat line. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, actually, because of that, our free ship code this week, I'm going to just get it right out there. Lakefront for free shipping at merch.stateofatlanta.com. Got a few sales on our cocktails thing, so let's keep it going, guys.
Nice. Whatever happened with more cocktails? What occurred? What occurred there?
The cocktails were great. I'm actually working on a couple more boozy sponsors for us. So
yeah, I did not hate that situation.
Yeah, it's fun to have things to drink, isn't it?
Especially free things. All we got to do is say we're drinking a thing, which we're all fine with. We often do.
So I'm drinking my in-laws' Labatt's Blue up here in upstate New York. I felt like blue is the appropriate beer to drink in.
I'm drinking this wonderful Georgia State Blue.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's not a lot that really went on with Georgia State this week, but I feel like despite being a G5 program with not a lot of news, there's always still something going on. Like Georgia State still got something going on, even if it's just a little bit here and there that we can talk about.
The off season has gotten more and more interesting. It feels like people as like sports reporters, I guess, like just want to extend or don't want to be out of work for a few months. They like really try.
I feel like it kind of started with the NFL, and maybe I'm just making this up, but like the NFL tried to turn their product, which is like a 17-week season plus playoffs and the Super Bowl, into a 52-week-a-year product between the free agency and the draft and all that other kind of stuff. They try to stay the schedule release, which happened last week. All this kind of, they try to stay relevant. I'm thinking that other sports, including college football and just college football writers, have kind of followed along with that, and they've kind of planned out. We want to have something to go out every single week because we need these drunks from Atlanta to talk about Georgia State Panthers.
Yeah, definitely. That's what they're worried about, us.
Exactly. Yeah, for those that are paying attention, Tim's not with us any longer.
He's okay. He's healthy.
Actually, he's not with us this week. Sorry. Yeah, he's
goodness. He's actually probably watching the live stream because he did that last time he wasn't here.
Yeah, the a-holes for sure. But he'll be back with us next week professionally. He's no longer. I think I pulled the exact same joke 2 weeks ago when he wasn't on, but yeah, whatever.
Look, I promised that I'd laugh at your jokes, so here I go.
So I should just try to see how dumb of a joke I can get and still get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, so there was one thing that kind of interesting that did come up that was very much Georgia State related. The CBS had put out a kind of ranking of the hirings of coaches back before Coach Elliottt got hired with us, and they gave it an initial ranking of a D. I don't remember this.
I do.
You remember them giving a D? What did you think about it back then?
I don't necessarily remember the reasons why, but I don't think Sean Elliott was very highly thought of back when he got hired. I don't remember a lot of very positive stuff coming out because when he was the interim at South Carolina, I think he had like one big win against like a ranked opponent or something, and then just like lost Citadel.
Lost to Citadel. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a very attractive hire, but was Georgia State really in the position at that point to bring in a name hire? Or
just because we weren't in a position doesn't make it not a D.
Well, I think that's part of the ranking of it. You want to say, like, what is the top caliber this team could have gotten, and then you rank it that accordingly. Now, if they go, over that, and that's your A plus 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 plus. But they get a good coordinator, an established coordinator from a P5 program that was success. Yeah, that's for sure an A. I just didn't feel like Elliott was a D back then. I don't know. I was unexcited about his hire. I felt like it was the old boys club with the App State guys.
Yeah.
I definitely felt like that, but I don't think I'm sure. I would probably have given it like, I'm not a C plus, B minus type thing.
I don't think you do it relative. I think you put everybody on the same scale, and then like what they did, they revisited it and said, how has that actually turned out for the program? And, it turns out pretty good.
Yeah. So they said, outside of the 2018 year, which sucked, he's done very well. We got 3 more bowl appearances, 2 first bowl wins, 2 of them, and gave him a grade of a B, which I think that at this point, a B is a fair grade for him for what we've seen the past. What was it, 4 years? I think a B is fine. I wonder though, what would that grade have been if that 2018 year had been actually just as good as the other years he's been coaching? Would you bump that up to an A?
Yeah, I don't know, because here's the deal. I think you even look at it in 2 more years and regrade again, because the reason he's a B is because he has taken a program that was down, and we
weren't down. We can't be down if we were never up.
So we weren't down. We were on an upward trajectory, and then had a bit of a down season on that upward trajectory, and got rid of our coach, and we hired him. But if you look at it, we have been on an upward trajectory throughout, and he has maintained that very well. And there's high expectations for next year.
Oh, the expectations have never been higher for next year.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. But I'm kind of wondering if that 2018 year had been just as good as the other, was it 3 years he's been with us, then, would we still be calling our head coach, Coach Elliott? I mean, you think he'd still be around?
Yeah, I don't know. But I we couldn't expect too much more than what ended up happening. I mean, I know it was pretty bad, and leading up to every season, we all have delusions of grandeur. We think we're going to go undefeated or whatever, but I think he's done a really good job over the years. So doing better and better.
I don't go into a season thinking we're going to go undefeated. Don't get me wrong. I know it inside of my heart that we're going undefeated.
It's funny though, because we're like mid off season, and everybody's just like, yeah, I guess the season might go okay. And then the 3 months leading up to the season, we're all like, we're going to win every single game.
Exactly. Why would you not think that? I mean, with the staff we've got coming back, the kids we got coming back, and we're like, yeah, looks good. So yeah,
personnel is what you meant, I think.
Personnel, everybody.
Yeah,
the players, the coaches,
the people that are coming back.
The players is what I was talking about specifically.
Yeah. So, personnel.
Yeah, but I thought it was kind of interesting to kind of take a look at it and see what they thought back then and what it is now. So
wait, did we say what it is now? Oh yeah, you said B.
It's
right?
a B. It's a B.
Yeah.
It's a very hard.
Like everybody to know that I get a lot of crap. And I submitted that on the chat, and I believe that it was already submitted somewhere else, but it was the first I had heard of it. And so I thought I was contributing to this podcast.
Was that because your Google alert alerted you to Google Georgia State football?
Yes.
Yeah. You put in a lot of hard research time on that. Did you even finish reading the article before you submitted it? Okay.
Well, I finished reading the Georgia State part of it. I didn't care about any of the other pieces.
Well, yeah, I don't think I even pulled up the article, but I think on PT, they had copied and pasted the relevant.
I think I sent you guys a screenshot and said, if you care about the rest of the article, you can click this, and did not expect.
Don't really care about any other programs outside of Georgia State. Sometimes if it's like a ranking type thing, I'll go back and look and see how we compare to the other schools in the state, Georgia Tech, Kennesaw, that's it. But don't really care about other things. Maybe schools in the conference, but
Yeah, I did. I really appreciated that they went back and checked themselves, essentially, because when you grade a new coach, you have no clue. You just don't. There's no way you can tell what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I wish that more sports sites would actually kind of go back and everybody does their predictions beginning of the season, and then you never hear anything about it till at the end of the season. Come back and be like, hey, you were wrong. We beat
Well,
Tennessee.
like maybe every year write an article about the class of 4 years before or something, and the recruiting class of 4 years before, and like, or 5 years, I guess these days. I
just want these. I'm trying to not say words. I want these people to actually like own up to the fact they have no clue what they're saying and put it out there and be like, look, we've got no clue what we're saying, but we're going to write things for clicks, and you're going to click it, and then you're going to talk about it, and I get to keep my job.
Yeah, I did it for a while. And so, I mean, the fact of the matter is I'm not qualified to cover recruits and the skill that they have in football. I'd watch, their highlights and be like, oh, that kid looks fast, I guess.
Wow. The compilation of the best plays this kid ever had in his life. He looks really good.
Yeah.
I have no idea about how it looks like in every other play of the game.
You would be surprised at how many people's highlights are not good, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Some kids' highlights, I'm like, what is this? Like, did you watch this and like say, oh, this is fire, we need to submit this to everyone and their mother? Like, no, delete it now.
I think I did see one video or a highlight video, and it was a defensive lineman, and he was holding his offensive guard, and like the quarterback still broke away for like a 40-yard run, but the guy were like, but look at how well he's holding that one guy, and I'm like, not holding, but blocking that one guy. And I'm like, yeah, but the quarterback still got away. He didn't really change the outcome of the game. But,
David, it's a team sport.
He
did his job. Not everybody did their job.
Exactly. Nobody else did. It's like, in spite of how crappy the rest of the players on my team are, look how good I am at doing my job.
Hey, you know what? The thing is a lot of the major programs go into like the best schools, and they recruit the best athletes from the best schools.
Not Georgia State. Georgia State.
Well, that's the thing, is that's what you got to do when you're a smaller school. You got to go into some of the smaller schools and find those diamonds in the rough,
And I think that's the real talent that it takes at a program at our level is to do that. And we've had a history of getting some really good diamonds in the rough. Albert Wilson is obviously like kind of like the marquee player at that position, or that for us and everything. But Coach Trent Miles, love him or hate him, he was actually able to find some good receivers himself. So
he really was. I still can't believe that guy was a receiver.
It was a different game back when he was playing receiver.
Back when he was 5'1" or 5'2" or whatever, playing receiver.
At the Sycamores? Was he with the Sycamores? Yeah. They named their mascot after an immovable object. So they're a defensive powerhouse. Anyhow. So we were supposed to talk about the upcoming basketball tournament. Because Georgia State players are going to have some players in there, the Panther family, and it's going to need a little support from the fans of Georgia State to kind of make it happen. So it turns out rosters are not being released for that until tomorrow, because of course everything comes out on Wednesdays, because why would they give us something to talk about on a Tuesday night? So we will
special edition.
I thought about it, but I'm up here with the in-laws. I'm not sure if I can get away 2 nights in a row to do a podcast.
You can.
So anyhow, we're going to have on Ben Moore, I think, next week of Panther Talk to talk about the basketball tournament, and we may actually have a couple of the players whose names I can't divulge right now.
Just let me go ahead and add. Hello, Tim. Welcome to the chat. He is, in fact, listening to our live broadcast.
Sorry I can't be part of your podcast, but I will sit there and listen to it and comment. So, yeah, thanks a lot, Tim. See, he is alive, or at least whoever has his phone is able to make it look like he's alive. This is how we do our our alibi to the whole thing.
David's texting right there. Yeah,
exactly. It's like, and what's he gonna say next here? Yeah, so check out next week when we talk about the basketball tournament and have some guys on for that, and hopefully can make that happen. I think it'd be really cool to do that, to see some former Georgia State players, because that's what it is. It's like a I guess it's not only a pro tournament, it's a semi-pro tournament, an amateur pro tournament, because anybody can play in it. We could set up a team if people want to pay to see us play. We could actually have a State of Atlanta team, I think.
Yeah, but so I guess the players aren't getting paid, so it's not pro, right? And are pro players invited? I mean, I guess they don't.
Well, there's no one that's on
stuff like that.
The way I understand that it works, and this is why we need to have Ben to tell us a little bit more about it, is anybody can form a team, and so it tends to be a lot of former athletes of certain schools. There are NBA players, retired or just out of the league that we'll set up teams. But the whole goal is you got to raise money for your team, or at least raise fan awareness of your teams. What they want to do is they want eyeballs on the games to sell to sponsors. But then the winning team splits $1 million. So, yeah.
Not too bad. Not too bad at all.
And they have some different rules.
So we can field a team?
If we can get enough people to show support, they would watch us dribble apart.
I heard you got some connections.
How bad would we be outscored if we had a team against some old has-beens?
I don't know. What are the other teams? What do they look like? You know, what's the top team look like?
All right, I'll put it this way. When's the last time you played basketball?
Oh no, I'm saying that we put up a GoFundMe and
another GoFundMe.
and we sponsor a team.
So you want us to get our own team? Just find the bet. We need to go into the schools and find the diamonds in the rough.
No. We need to recruit LeBron.
Get him in there. Exactly.
Why not? Why wouldn't he do that for us? I don't know why not.
He hasn't done anything for us yet.
Well, exactly. And I hear
it's about
money,
time.
so $10, dude. You want $10?
All right, we'll talk to Ben about this next week about getting our own recruit our own team for the basketball tournament.
All right.
Hashtag play state of Atlanta. I don't know.
Our intern John says that the top team last year included the one and only Joe Johnson. I don't know who that is, y'all.
Joe Johnson.
Do you know who that is? Or are you just saying?
He's a future Hall of Famer. Come on. What do you think?
I don't know who that is. Should I Google him? Am I going to know what he looks like? Am I going to know who he is?
Of course you are. Yeah, John, I am on the deck of
He's a basketball player.
A lake, and I'm just a floating head at this point because it's dark outside and there's no lights.
It did get a lot darker, and so now you can't see the tree line or anything.
Can't see anything. So this will be the last time I do it from here. But anyhow.
Do you see my rad new
chair?
Whoops. Come on. Nice new computer chair. I'm sitting a little higher.
We have hit a new low when we start talking about our computer chair furniture on the podcast. But yes.
No, this is a Secret Lab. I spent good money on it. It's nice and comfy. Got nice lumbar support.
Awesome. Let's see what else is going on for Georgia State.
Computer chair, you have mosquitoes, man.
Yeah, I am getting. I don't know if you noticed. I'm swatting them away like I predicted I would be. So
the moths and shit.
Yeah, there was some big Georgia State news today. I say big news. I mean, we let a coach go today, which I think actually you provided that information as well, Ryan.
No, I didn't. That was the other guy.
That was the other guy? Oh,
yeah. Well, you texted maybe on his behalf, but
maybe so. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah. So softball head coach Roger Kincaid has been let go after 11 years, and I went back and looked a little bit. We were really good under him for several years, and just the past if you're not going to count 2020, but we looked like crap during 2020 as well. The past 3-4 years have been really not so hot. So it looks like he lost whatever he had going on for him is not working for the team. There had been some talk of some problems within the program.
Yeah, we reported on that a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah, supposedly there was an investigation. Nothing came out of it, but
maybe not nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I find it interesting though. If something was not that I don't want there to have been any problems like or the allegations were out there, but if there were some truth to it, pretty crappy just to keep him around to end the season and let him go. You don't keep a guy around like that. But I don't know if that was the case.
Yeah, it's hard to know what actually happened. Maybe they did an investigation and what they found was not nearly as bad, but maybe still questionable, or maybe they couldn't prove it, but they also could prove it. You know what I mean? So They were like, we'll just get rid of him at the end of the season and call it a day.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people don't really care a lot about the non-revenue generating sports, but we were really, really good at softball for a long time. I don't know if the transition to Sunbelt just made us not as competitive or something, but we had a huge drop-off. We were consistently winning 30-plus games a season, 40 games back in 2010 and Kincaid's first year, and we won 16 this past year. 2019 won 8. So if the level of play is just much better in Sunbelt, then our level of recruiting did not go up from moving to Sunbelt. And I think that's justification for firing right there by itself. And also
by itself,
outside of anything else that may have been going on in the program, which I hope there was nothing. But I think that it was a justified firing, and hopefully we bring somebody in that can revitalize the program, and hopefully the new softball stadium, field, whatever you call it, when it's up and running, can get some more ladies out there to turn the program back around.
Is there any kind of timeline on that whole facility at this point? Is there a date, like we're gonna break ground or anything?
All the articles that I've read, which like the 2 or 3 that have come out, were basically once funding's come up for it, and they're saying that it's said to be privately funded. But I find it interesting they break down the baseball stadium separately from the softball. So is the Hank Aaron Stadium, Hank Aaron area, is that going to be just baseball? And they're not,
and then maybe
not including softball in there. I would like to think they would do the whole thing at one time, because that'd be really, really awesome for the university and both programs if they would do it at one time.
Yeah, doing it in phases. I mean, phases make sense, but it would kind of suck to have softball people still going all the way out to Panthersville.
Yeah, especially when soccer's moving out here. So that would be the only thing out there, right?
Yeah, I think so. And they are there, right? Is it the same field?
Softball? No, it's not the same. You can't play softball in the same field as baseball because the baselines are different.
I didn't know, because like baseball has variable baselines, right?
Baselines are all 90 feet, but
they are? Okay.
The outfield can vary.
Variable.
There's a minimum, but I think one of the old I could be wrong on this. I think it was an old Negro league that played in Atlanta Crackers. Actually had a tree in their outfield. That tree is still there, like around Pont City Market.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, which I think is kind of interesting that you would actually have a tree.
That is cool.
And there was a rule written around what happens when the ball hits the tree, like being a single or whatever it was or something.
So it's like more like a carnival game at that point.
You can't do it. You can't rule it a double, because in the middle of the outfield, likely you get somebody out going to second base. I don't know.
Whatever, man. I think you just let them play. That's what I hate about baseball, man. This like infield fly rule and all that business. I'm like, no, just like, it's not special. Just they're either out or they're not. Like, they shouldn't have hit the ball up like that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, and if you're it's not about the batter hitting the infield fly rule. It's not about the batter hitting the ball. It's about the player catching the ball, and they don't want a defensive player to just let the ball drop to get the easy double play.
Smart. That's a smart play. That's what that is.
It's a heads up play right there.
You know what? I was doing that next. If you didn't,
he has
a
lot of baseball IQ is what he's got right there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let the game go, man. You don't need a special rule to protect runners, man. Like, they hit the ball in that place, and if the smart move is to drop it so you can get a double, by all means, let's do it.
And I say also get rid of the dead ball. Just the next guy, as soon as somebody hits, the next batter walks up to the plate. And let the pitcher just throw another ball. Let's keep multiple balls in rotation at one time.
I don't know how that connects, but fine. Yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely. You can have a guy sliding into home plate. A guy sliding into home plate while another guy's hitting the ball.
Like sort of jumping and swinging all at once.
Exactly. Yeah. John Weaver wants more Ryan getting mad at baseball rules content,
which is hilarious because I don't know shit about baseball. All I know is I hate the infield fly rule.
Well, I think every single Braves fan that's been watching the game for longer than 4 or 5 years hates the infield fly rule. So
it's a stupid rule. It's a bad rule.
It is a bad rule. I mean, I should say a bad rule. I understand the reasoning behind it. No. I understand the reasoning behind it, but if you're going to have a rule, enforce it correctly. When it happened against the Braves and the Cards in that one game playoff, that dude was like nowhere near infield.
I barely even know what happened in that game. It's a bad rule.
Worst call ever. So anyhow, speaking of
John,
baseball,
feed me bad rules and I'll talk about it. I'll do Ryan's bad baseball rule of the week or something. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'll just be very upset about it.
3 strikes. Why 3 strikes? It should be 4 strikes. You don't do anything in odd numbers. This is ridiculous.
We need baseball rules reform.
Exactly. I almost said something way inappropriate. Yes. Yeah.
Good job, David.
Fantastic. I kill it myself. I kill good conversation by myself. But speaking of baseball, to keep the baseball theme going along, baseball team walked away with 3 wins.
All right.
Swept Texas State. So winning is awesome. Sweeping is super awesome.
Yeah.
Super awesomer.
Super duper awesome. I'll take it.
Texas State and San Marcos.
Wait, does that move us? Does that move us around in the rankings?
I think we did move up. We're 5th. We're over Coastal Carolina. I think after losing to them, we had dropped below Coastal Carolina, so we moved up, and we host Little Rock to close out the regular season this weekend. If we can sweep them and get a little help from the teams above us, we could move as high as 2nd place going into the tournament, which starts next Tuesday.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. So Little Rock has the same conference record as us, 10-11. So I mean, it's not like we're playing one of the better programs this season, or at least more accomplished programs this season. So it's possible we could sweep them, and just if a couple of teams above us stumble, we could get it as high as 2nd place. So it's kind of exciting. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, sure. Oh, you can't just finish the thought and then expect me to fill content like that while you drink.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, all right. It's sort of my job, I think.
That's kind of what I do. Yeah, so like I said, the Sun Belt Championships begin next Tuesday. So we'll see how that goes. Well, that's baseball. Nothing about that really piqued your interest you want to complain about?
Nah, I'm not actually very into baseball.
I know you're not. That's why you moved next to a baseball stadium, right?
Well, no, it's a football stadium. I don't know if you heard.
Now it is. Not when you moved there.
When I moved there, it was baseball, but I had on good authority that it would be a football stadium very soon.
How screwed would have you been if in like the state of Georgia's like, or city of Atlanta's like, no, we're gonna go with the Margaritaville thing. That's gonna sound like that's a much better deal.
I got to say, man, I think not very screwed at all.
The lazy river going through your front yard.
Lazy river going through my front yard. Yeah, that would be phenomenal. I think honestly, like Carter coming in has been bigger than Georgia State coming in, but maybe Carter doesn't come in without Georgia State. So who knows?
Yeah, I think that obviously the stadium being there is what drew Georgia State's interest, but I don't think the Georgia State Foundation had any interest in handling all that development effort. So it was going to be, whether it was Carter or somebody else, someone was going to come in and develop that area. And I don't know if anybody could have done a better job than what Carter has done so far.
They're doing a good job.
But Carter's doing a fantastic job. We just got to get a lot more police force down there to ensure the safety of the campus area, because that seems like there's some problems over there. Over by Aspen, there seems to be some issues over there. So,
oh, really? I haven't heard.
Yeah, I think it's closer you get to the interstate, the worse the problems are, because it's kind of an easy, not that you are leaving by the interstate, but it's just an easier way to disperse after a crime has been committed. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff on Twitter and the social media about some problems going on in that area. So
is Georgia State still the largest college police force in the nation or whatever?
I wish you would have given me some time to. Yeah, they were the same thing when I was going to school there, which is before you went to school there. So yeah,
I'd assume they're still quite large, and I do know that they patrol the area. I see Georgia State police go past my house. So
apparently they're not going by Aspen Heights very often. I don't know, or often enough. I don't know.
It's a GSU police station on the south side of the stadium.
Is it really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe people are just complaining about getting robbed at gunpoint and falsely.
No, maybe I'm not arguing with you saying.
No, way to tell people that things are not happening to them. Way to blame the victim there, Ryan.
I'm just wondering where the hell they're at, man.
Well, you are on the far side of that. But anyhow, there's some cool stuff going on at Summerhill. I mean, I didn't really put it down to talk about, but I read a couple of things about a couple of places. Like 4 of the new 5 spaces are getting ready to open up. With I think the arcade bar and the speakeasy place and are getting closer to, like, they're expecting them to be open like here in the next few months over the summer or something.
Awesome.
Then going vertical with some more of the student housing. There's still a lot of stuff going on. I even saw today that food hall is going into underground Atlanta by campus. So
a food hall?
Yeah, kind of like Krog Street Market and Ponton City Market are.
Oh, I used to go there for the where did I
Hooters?
go? No, there was a Dairy Queen.
I went to go drink at Hooters.
Oh, no, I used to go eat at the Dairy Queen. I don't know. Where is the Hooters in underground? I don't think there was one when I was there.
It was actually, I want to say it was actually on one of the above ground places. You know, it had the street there, and what is it called? What street's called?
I don't know. That's where they put the first Waffle House, though.
That's not where the first Waffle House was.
The first in-city Waffle House was there at Underground, but it was above ground.
Yeah, the first actual Waffle House was like off of 20 down out east of Atlanta.
The first in the city, because I don't know if you noticed, but like for the longest time, there was never a Waffle House inside the city of Atlanta. You'd have to go like 5 miles in any direction to get to a Waffle House, but in the heart of Atlanta, there was nothing. The first one.
If there's not one on one side of the interstate, you go to the other side of the interstate, and there's one.
Yeah, but it was always outside of Atlanta, which is really weird. It's like they stayed out for a long time, and then they built the one. They put one in at Underground, and then they put one in next to that Willie's or whatever with the in Petite building.
They weren't greasing the backs of all the city councilmen to get their Waffle House in there.
I think there's one like a block away from the dorms, whatever, the Commons. There's one really close to there too.
I know the one by Willie's you're talking about, but
yeah,
really?
There's a couple now. It's good. Well, the weird thing about the one, and I think everyone's interested in Waffle House content, so I'm going to keep going. But the interesting thing about the one at Underground was you could walk in and they would have pre-made breakfast sandwiches in like one of those like fast food type like metal trays, and you could just pick up like a whatever biscuit and then pay for it and walk out. It was like
that makes a lot of sense.
Fast food type thing. Yeah.
I would. Can you get like a waffle sandwich, like just like a bacon, egg, and cheese waffle sandwich? That'd be good.
That would be good.
I could go for one of those right now.
Do it.
No. We did get a Sunbelt championship over the weekend.
What? In what? Golf?
No. Women's track. Sorry, no offense to golf, but no, not in golf. Women's track and field had the Sunbelt championship, and Jada Hunt, she won the Sunbelt championship long jump. I think Arkansas State won the whole thing. I think it was Arkansas State won the whole thing, but Jada Hunt got a championship in the long jump. First since 2011 for the Panthers, second best in school history. So that's cool. She's good at jumping. Yeah. Man, dude, that's all I got, man.
Uh-oh.
I've reached the end of my notes. It's the end of my notes.
Didn't I send you something?
Oh, you bring it up.
I think it was more trap game talk about football.
Track game talk about football?
Trap game, yeah.
Trap game. Oh, yeah, you did send that, yeah. There was a
USA Today article.
Another article about how looking at the trap games for potential trap games for schools, and Georgia State for Auburn is definitely a trap game. Yeah, I mean, I think that game's got trap written all over it. It is good to see other teams recognizing that.
Yeah, one of the nice things they did was a little bit more analysis than just, Georgia State beat Tennessee, although they did reiterate that many times. It feels like they didn't necessarily give us a lot of credit, but they actually analyzed Auburn's schedule a little bit more, and it sounds like we're sandwiched between LSU and Penn State for them, which would be
I think they got Penn State up front and then LSU behind us. So if they beat Penn State, then we become the trap game leading into LSU. If they lose to Penn State, then we become the kid you beat up on the way home from school because I don't know. I have no analogy there. We become the team that gets their ass kicked, basically.
But I mean, apparently last year they gave LSU a pretty good shellacking. So
wasn't LSU garbage last year?
Yeah, so was Auburn.
Yeah. All I remember is LSU was like coming off a national title, and we're a hot mess.
Yeah. So I think I agree. It could be interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish your statement before I tell you you're wrong.
No, I just really do appreciate them going a little bit more in depth, even though it wasn't necessarily about us. But like it definitely made me feel more like it's a trap game. I do still think that the more you call it a trap game, the less it is one.
Right. No, you're right. I mean, obviously, when we talk about this, there's absolutely zero disrespect to Auburn, other than the fact that it's a bunch of Auburn people. But I think that every Georgia State fan looks at this as a potential win.
Yeah,
a potential Tennessee 2.0, another chance to get on the main stage. Do you think they make it a night game for us? They go prime time, like watch this trap game.
It might. I mean, maybe that's the whole thing, is that the marketing is there's a story, right? And maybe I don't know what else is going on.
Oh my God! Oh my God! So could you imagine that game? Watching the replay, or not watching the replay, but watching it live, and they have highlights over and over again leading up to the game of Georgia State beating Tennessee.
That's what's going to happen. That is what's going to happen. Yeah,
that'd be fun.
That is what's going to happen. So, I guess if it makes a national program, I don't think we're going to be on CBS, but we might be on ESPN. You know, who knows?
I'll take ESPN primetime on a Saturday.
Yeah,
we're gonna get game day there. We're gonna get game days gonna come to the Georgia State Auburn game. It's gonna happen. Lee Corso is gonna put on Pounce's head.
Oh no! Whoa! Whoa! That's a curse.
Has anybody actually done the math to find out how often he's right versus how often?
I'm sure they have. That's why it's a curse.
I think the curse is just something that Georgia fans have created.
It might just be a Georgia curse.
The only people I ever know that say that are my Georgia friends.
Well, and here's the deal: is Georgia always gets we always make fun of the fact that Georgia gets top 5 rankings preseason and then just sort of falls out. I mean, they top 10, but they don't usually perform top 5.
Oh, come on! I mean, I'm not a Georgia fan, so to speak, but come on, it's a team from Georgia. They're always going to fail to achieve. That's just what we do here.
Yeah, it's the Atlanta rubbing off. They play too often here.
Exactly, they play too often, too close,
and they travel through here. And nope.
They live here.
Yeah. No good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I can't wait to get closer to football season. I think we're still like 100 and I'm going to say 7 days away. I don't know what it is, but we're approaching that 100-day mark. And I think that'll be fun when we get closer to that. But then we're just 100 days away.
I mean, I was looking at it today and thinking about how I think I got some kind of notification, or maybe Georgia State put out a tweet or something that was talking about September is the kickoff, and I was like, oh man, that's just coming right up. It's sort of not, but in my head I'm like, oh yeah, that's getting closer.
Well, football takes place in fall, and summer takes place before fall. So the closer we get to summer, the closer we are to fall.
That's true.
Are we in summer? Are we in summer yet? Is it summer yet? Is it officially summer? I
don't know. Today maybe was fall, but the last couple weeks were summer. It's so fall? Who knows?
We're in fall now. Okay, doesn't make sense.
I mean spring.
All right, cool. All right,
that might be last call. That might be the sign we need to move to last call.
Yes, bugs stop landing on me, so I can actually tell them what I think of them in last call. Hey, thanks everybody for listening. Once again, our free ship code on our store, merch.stateofatlanta.com is Lakefront. I guess I can throw that up again while I talk. If I can find out where it is, Lakefront for free shipping on all of our stuff. And we're gonna head over to last call, talk about some more stuff, or really just talk about this episode and whatever else comes up, a little more uncensored. Get off my stupid bug. Please, it's free to everybody on our Patreon page, patreon.stateofatlanta. Patreon.stateofatlanta. My God, I'm not even that drunk. These little bats blue, they really kind of do you in. Patreon.com/State of Atlanta to get the show. It's free on Friday mornings. It's free immediately to our Patreon members, along with access to our private group chat, discounts on our merch, and other stuff. Please consider joining at Patreon.com/State of Atlanta. $3 a month, not that big of a deal. Half of what Disney Plus gives you, and you get content every week instead of just when Marvel releases stuff every few. So, thanks everybody for listening. Ryan, say goodbye.
Goodbye.